What it is, what it do, cyber world. It is your girl, the one and only Ash Said It, ashsaidit.com, ashsaidit.com. This is the Ash Said It Daily Podcast Show. I appreciate you guys for all of your love and support. Makes a huge difference, over 1,100 episodes, 500,000 streams worldwide. None of this would be possible without you guys, so I thank you so very much. Today, we are joined by top influencer. You guys may have seen her feed. She's always posting on social media, making us real hungry. Lindsay of the Hunger Diaries. Hey, Lindsay.
Hi, how you doing?
I'm good. How are you doing today?
I'm doing great. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much for joining us. So, Lindsay, to start things off, where are you from?
So I was born in Connecticut, but I grew up in Florida, and we moved there when I was very, very young, and so I would definitely consider myself a Floridian.
Okay. And how did you end up in the ATL?
So my boyfriend and I, we've been dating for 4 years now, and about 2 years into our relationship, he got into Georgia Tech's MBA program. So we moved to Atlanta for a year and a half, and now we are in Minneapolis for the job that he got.
Okay, cool. So where did the idea for the Hunger Diaries come from?
So I was actually in real estate. This was probably 5 years ago, actually, at this point. And another girl had approached me who was also in real estate about starting a food blog. And I've been obsessed with food my entire life. I'm a huge eater. I've always been a big eater. My mom's always been a fantastic cook. I've watched the Food Network, since I was 7 years old. And so I just always had this food obsession. And when she approached me to do a food blog with her, I was like, oh my gosh, I'd never even thought about doing that myself, but that sounds like a dream. Of course I want to do it. So I started sort of blogging with her, but it didn't end up working out, unfortunately. So it took me a year or so after that, but I'm like, whatever. I hate real estate. I would rather do something that I'm really passionate about, that I love. So I just decided to start my own at that point, and that's the rest is history, as I say.
Yeah, so as you were starting your own food blog, what were some of those obstacles and challenges that you were facing?
So everything is kind of a challenge and an obstacle at the beginning because there's no real handbook or instruction manual on how to be a food blogger, So for me, at least, when I don't know the first, second, third step, it's really immobilizing. I don't know what to do, so I don't do anything at all. And so the hardest part was really figuring out what the first step was so that I knew how to take the second step, if that makes any sense. And so, growth at the beginning for me was a little bit slower because of that process. But as time goes on, obviously, you get a little bit more comfortable figuring things out that you don't know and being uncomfortable, basically, because it's a whole lot of learning how to live in an uncomfortable state and just embrace it.
Yeah. I think that's one of the top things to really get used to is like you said, there's no blueprint to tell you exactly how to be an influencer and how to do this and that or whatever. So you got to kind of figure it out on the way down. That's usually
exactly. And the internet is your oyster these days. So the information's out there. You just have to figure out what it is that you're looking for.
This is true. All right, you guys. So we're going to take a brief break. When we come back, we're talking more with Lindsay. We're talking the Hunger Diaries. And we're talking about what she's got up her sleeve next. So hang tight. We'll be right back. Did you know that some foods can cause weight gain, body aches, and extreme fatigue? These are just some of the symptoms of food intolerance. Well, what is food intolerance? Food intolerance can occur when the body cannot properly digest certain foods. This can result in acid reflux, migraines, and so many other painful issues. How do you find out what foods are causing this irritation? It's easy. Pinner test. With 500,000 satisfied clients worldwide, Pinner test is the #1 way of identifying foods that may be causing discomfort. This simple at-home kit is easy to use with results usually within 2 weeks via email. It's that simple, all right? What are you waiting for? Go visit pinnertest.com and use my special promo code AshSaidIt for your discount today. Welcome back to the Ash Said It Daily podcast show. I'm your girl, Ash Brown. We're talking with Lindsay of thehungerdiaries.com. So, Lindsay, let's talk about some food, all right? Because your social feeds leave us, just thinking about all kinds of goody yumminess. But I want to know, as far as you're concerned, when you started taking pictures and taking videos and boomerangs and all that good stuff, how long did it take you to get the picture that you desired to post?
Oh, man. So when I first started, I was just using my phone, and I really had no idea what I was doing. I had no idea about lighting. I had no idea about, composition. I was really just in the dark on the whole thing. And so about a year and a half after I started the blog, I took a photography course online, and that really helped me. I had just recently gotten a DSLR camera, so that camera plus the photography class really, really pushed my photography skills way, way up to from where they were before. And I've just continued to try to learn now how to get better with photography, because I really think that once you learn the basics there, that's when you're putting food in the best light, literally and physically, as you know what I'm saying.
Yeah.
But as far as how I know I got the good shot, half of it has to do with what the food looks like when it comes out to me. And for me, since I do honest reviews, I don't often tell restaurants that I'm coming in. So I sort of rely on them creating a dish that really looks pretty to eat first and foremost. So if the dish looks great when it comes out, it's really, really helpful. And if the dish has what they call a hero, just one aspect of the dish, maybe a piece of cheese that's dripping down or something. If you can find something like that in your food and focus on that, then I think that it really brings your photography to life.
What would you say has been your moment of confirmation? That moment where you felt like, wow, I'm doing something different, or maybe I do have a gift and an eye for food.
Well, I think just the response that I've gotten over the course of the past few years has really been reassuring over and over again. As I've grown, I've had more and more people reach out to me saying, I just really appreciate the reviews that you give. Nobody else is really honest on Instagram. They send me messages, you're the best follow on IG, your pictures are always beautiful. And I think that they really like seeing me insert myself into the brand as well. So I've been getting a lot of feedback like that, and that in itself is just a huge indication for me that I know I'm on the right path, that I know I'm doing the right thing, and to just keep doing what I'm doing, and I will just continue to grow and continue to get better, and people will just continue to enjoy me.
Yes. Now, let's talk about the YouTube eating shows. What's going on with that?
So I did a Food Network show at the end of last year, and after doing it, I really wanted to put myself in front of the camera more. I realized that I really, really loved it, and I was trying to figure out a format that was a little bit different for me to be able to be on camera and do food reviews. And as I was doing my research on YouTube, I stumbled upon what's called mukbang, or loosely translates to eating show in Korean. And it's basically just people filming themselves eating. A lot of people don't even talk while they do it, but I found it so intriguing because first of all, I just couldn't stop watching it myself. It almost felt like I was watching porn, food porn, literally. And if somebody were to come in the room, I would just have to close my computer real fast or something like that. So I was super intrigued by it, and I thought, this is excellent. I can give my food review. I can eat on camera. It's long form, so it'll really work towards YouTube's algorithm. And I've just been having so much fun doing it. It's been so much more fun than the old YouTube videos that I was doing. And I really enjoy it more than anything on Instagram right now. So, yeah, I've got tons of plans for these YouTube videos. So many, traveling eating shows to plan to do, and yeah, So if anybody is interested in something like that, they should definitely check out my YouTube channel because it's so much fun.
Awesome. All right, so with this experience under your belt, and now you're a pro. Like looking at your feet, like I said, looking at your feet, I'm like, okay, where in Atlanta can I get that? Okay, all right. Lindsay said, get this. Oh, I gotta stop at that spot. So with all this experience under your belt, and nothing is done without trial and error. What advice could you offer to anyone now that aspires to be an influencer, be a food influencer like yourself?
I would just say you really need to just strive to be better every single day. For me, if I have settled for my iPhone pictures and settled for the editing that I knew how to do when I started and settled for my education level on all of the subject matter that I do, then I would have never gotten better. I would have never grown. And the second thing I would say is you really have to push yourself out of your comfort zone. I mentioned at the beginning of our talk, being uncomfortable is just, it's inevitable. It's going to happen. And so you have to find a way to just find comfort being uncomfortable because you're going to have to do it. It's just like, there's no way around it. And if you decide to stay comfortable, you're never going to advance. So education and get comfortable with being uncomfortable are my two big tips.
Sounds like a plan. Lindsay, thank you so much for joining us today. We appreciate you so very much.
Oh, thank you so much for having me. This is so fun.
This is awesome. So let everyone know, Lindsay, the best way to get in contact with you and, of course, to follow your social.
So you can follow me on Instagram. If you wanted to contact me personally, DM on Instagram is definitely the best way. My Instagram handle is at @the_hunger_diaries. And then on YouTube, you can just search The Hunger Diaries, and you'll see my picture come up with noodles hanging out of my mouth. Or the actual URL is Lindsay Ryan. Ryan's my middle name, spelled LINDSAYRIANN. So those are my two biggest platforms and the best way to see me.
Sounds like a plan. All right, you guys, thank you so much for joining us today. We appreciate you. Keep in mind, anyone to tell you that you can't do what you want to do, you look them square in the face and tell them, don't believe me, just watch. Watch what I do. Watch me make it happen. Watch me make history. That's what we're doing this for. We're doing this for the history books. Social media is nice, but real life is way better. Until next time, you guys.